Alright, what the fuck is up? It's 7 a.m. right now for me on the 1st of January 2026. It's New Year's Eve. I didn't sleep last night. I stayed up all night to watch the finale of Stranger Things 5. It was fucking amazing. I love the show. These past couple of days, this past week, I haven't been slacking, but I've been just chilling a little bit more. I've been spending a bit more time with my family and like celebrating Christmas and that kind of stuff. And I've been doing some driving practice with my dad and stuff because I'm trying to get my license in about a month. And so yeah, I've done some of that stuff, and I've gone to the gym, of course. But yeah, a bit more relaxed. But now, yeah, we're gonna get back to the fucking grind, of course. And yeah, dude, look at this weather, bro. It's time to lock in, isn't it? Man, the winter arc. Because the thing is, I really love the Stranger Things, the show, and so I wanted to watch all the episodes and stuff. And like I think it was the 25th, like 5 days back. A few episodes came out as I wanted to watch them as well. So yeah, you could say that I have had a little bit of an off time, a little bit of a downtime this past week, but it is what it is. And yeah, man. Of course, I'm doing my normal walks, as I like to do in the mornings and stuff. If you've been following my channel for a little while, you know that I like to go into nature, and yeah, man, that's what I'm gonna do now. I don't give a shit about the fucking snowstorm. In fact, I love it. I like it. I like the feeling that it brings. And yeah, man. I've actually been thinking about some stuff in terms of NoFap as well, because, it's like, I'm not really, thinking about NoFap in terms of like fapping, like the actual activity of fapping that much. Like, the thought of fapping doesn't ever cross my mind. Like, I don't get the urge to fap anymore, really. It's just that I think about NoFap as like a concept, if that makes sense. So I've actually been thinking about it, and I've come to the conclusion that NoFap is not the goal. Like, not jacking off is not the goal. The goal is to have the ability to resist sexual urges. And let me tell you the difference. So I've been preaching quite a lot, like changing your environment and that kind of stuff to set up your environment for success as like a way to succeed on NoFap, which I definitely think is a viable plan. But I've definitely swayed in the last week, like way more towards the side of just developing ruthless willpower and not shying away from getting the urges, not trying to run away from them, not trying to flee like a little bitch, but actually just facing them and still not changing your behavior in those conditions, and rather welcoming the urges to come to you rather than trying to set up your environment in a way to get away from them. Because the thing is, the goal is not to not jack off. The goal is to be able to resist these sexual urges. There's a key difference. The difference is that if your goal is to not jack off and you just kind of run away from the urges, you do everything in your power to not get any sexual urges. The thing that's going to happen is that sometime in your life, you're going to get sexual urges. That's just how it works. And in those moments, you still need to be equipped with the ability to resist them. You get what I mean? And so I think having the goal of just developing such immense willpower that you can withstand and resist any sexual urge, I think that's the goal. And as I see it from like a behaviorist, scientific, observational perspective, the only way to develop willpower, which I define as resisting your desires, like going against what you want to do, is to either increase the perceived punishment of the action or increase the perceived reward of not doing the action. That's it. And so the only thing we can do really to stop or to build the ability to resist sexual urges is to basically get ourselves to perceive the benefit of not doing it to be greater than the benefit of doing it. That's it. And so for me, at least, one of the biggest things is accountability, which I define as behavior that increases the likelihood of self-compliance. So basically, things that you or someone else does that increases the likelihood that you do what you say you do. And that's accountability. And so I think accountability is the absolute backbone of what we're trying to achieve here, resisting sexual urges. And because the thing is, I almost want to say that it's fucking great to stay inside your house all day and be in your little gooning dungeon in your room and just laying in bed all day. Because the thing is, that might not be the most conducive environment for your goals in general, but in terms of developing willpower, it's excellent. Because you will be bombarded with fucking urges all the time if you're like a young man and stuff. You stay inside in your bed or like in your room in bed and all that kind of stuff. You don't spend time outside. You'll get bombarded with urges. But if you are able to resist those urges for an extended period of time, you build that ability, right? You prove to yourself that you can do it. And so, of course, you might not want to be doing that sort of willpower maxing and urge maxing for your entire life. Of course not. But I would highly recommend just having like a period where you like welcome sexual urges to like a great extent. And then your job, when they come, is to simply resistant to not indulge in them. And I found accountability to be the number one way to do that, at least for me. I can't really think of another way, or maybe there is some other way. But accountability for me, just having people around me that hold me accountable, is the number one thing. And that's why I started this fucking series on YouTube, right? What is it, 8 months ago or something? Because the thing is, like, I have to tell the truth on camera. And I have not fucking masturbated. I have not jacked off since, like, what is it? May, April, like, last year, 2025 and stuff. Feels weird saying that, but yeah, man. Like, I haven't fucking jacked my cock since then. That's the truth, right? But if I had, then I would have to tell the truth about that. And so I've just vowed that I have to tell the truth of whether or not I've jacked off on this channel to myself. And I would feel horrible if I didn't keep that promise. And so when I have to come to the fucking camera every day and talk about this kind of stuff, that shit builds accountability, because you and the other guys watching these videos, you guys tune in and fucking help me with this stuff. It's not just that I help you with some inspiration or some education on NoFap, but also the vice versa, So I appreciate that, man. Good on you. And then also, of course, that, I struggled for like 2.5 years with NoFap, since like late 2022 to this year 2025, or last year 2025, in like May, April. But it was only actually when I sat my two best friends down and opened up to them about my struggles that I had literally lied to them and like kept that shit hidden for so long. And I actually just truly like and utterly confessed everything that I'd done. When I got all that shit off my chest that had been accumulating for years, that was when I was able to resist the urges. That was when I was able to stop jacking off. And so I think accountability is the number one thing. And so that's what I'm going to be talking the most about going forward. I might still talk about some like, environment stuff that you might want to be like in nature, because you're not going to jack off in nature, right? But I kind of feel like that almost defeats the point of it a little bit, because it's not about not getting urges. It's not about like running away from them like a scared little bitch, right? It's about knowing that you are going to get them, but facing them and defeating them over and over again and building that track record for yourself so that you can actually trust your own ability to do it. I think that's the way, man. I think that's the way. And that's certainly the generation of men that I want to breed with this work that I'm doing, and that I will continue to do and ramp up, as you'll see. So yeah, man. I don't want any fucking bitches like being scared of sexual urge or anything like that. Being scared of being stuck in the room and stuff for a day, and being scared of feeling horny. Oh man, if I get urges, I have to jack off. I can't fall asleep if I don't jack off. I had a guy in my community the other day like text me that he fucking like messaged me that he wasn't able to fall asleep without jacking off. And I was like, dude, like, okay, if you think that, try this. lay in bed, don't jack off, resist it, resist the fucking urges, and then don't sleep. Just lay still for 8 hours straight. And I can promise you that after a little while, you'll get tired because you'll need to sleep. Like, your body will fall asleep at some point. You might literally just lay there for 8 hours if the urges are absolutely massive or they're fucking so intense. Sure, but the following night, you're going to fall asleep pretty fucking quickly. And so if you, like, the only thing you need fundamentally is the ability to resist sexual urges. The ability to, when you feel like jacking off or having sex for that matter, it's kind of like it's the same desire. You want to have sex, right? To be able to not do it, to do something else. That's it. That's all we're trying to accomplish here. All we're trying to accomplish. And I think that just narrows it down a lot and simplifies it. You don't need all these fucking methods, man. Like, you just need to increase the perceived punishment of doing the behavior and increase the perceived reward of not doing it. Like, that's it. And I think the best way to do that is to just have people in your life that call you out, that you have to admit to, that you have to tell the truth to, and you'll be embarrassed. You have to tell them that you've just fucked up, that you've broken your promise. And that's one of the reasons that I made my like free community and stuff, which you can check out below in the description. It also contains like a free course and stuff. But to be honest, bro, I'm not even sure I would recommend you to go through that, because I think a lot of that stuff, I wouldn't say it's outdated, but it's more centered on the concept of not jacking off rather than resisting sexual urges, you know? I talk a lot about environment setup and that kind of stuff, and meditation. Meditation is, I still like meditation, but it's a bit of an amorphous thing, because you are, like, it's not really something that you can observe or that I can show you with proof or anything like that. And I just tend to think that giving advice to people that is not something that they can do with their body or with their mouth just tends to be quite confusing. And meditation fundamentally is something that I've done for a long time now. It's fundamentally just, redirecting your attention to something else. You think about something and then you think about something else manually. That's what you do, right? And then the idea is that when you get sexual urges, you'll use that ability to think about something else that is not like the visualizations of the sex, right? But even that, man, it's not about not having the visualizations and thinking about something else. It's about having them but still not doing it, because not doing it is going to be the bottom line, like always, so that's kind of been my approach to it lately, to this kind of stuff. But yeah, man, it's like I really want to help more guys with this kind of stuff, because I don't see a lot of people talk about NoFap like this. And yeah, man, all these motherfuckers talking about all these weird things, when in reality, the only thing you have to do is decrease the perceived reward of doing it, or the vice versa, like the equal opposite. Increase the perceived benefit of not doing it. Like you get my point, right? That's all you got to do. And I think accountability is the best thing for that. At least for me, at least for guys like me. So yeah, man. And that's also why I offer like fucking free coaching and stuff. Like, if you want, I will literally be your fucking accountability partner. I do that kind of stuff fully transparently, because I want to gain experience as a coach and know that I can get people results. And also just because I want to learn more about my audience and stuff. And so if you're a guy like me, you're from like a Western country or something, you're like 16 to 20 years old, and you're on self-improvement, you have big goals, you're ambitious, but you just kind of seem to struggle with NoFap, then I would highly recommend joining. And if you want like my fucking personalized free help, you can, get that, and have me be your fucking accountability partner. So yeah, you can check that out if you want to. If you don't want to make progress, then definitely don't do that. If you're not committed on the journey, definitely don't do it. But yeah, man, the ones that gotta get it. So yeah, man. Hopefully I'll see you on the side, bro. But if not, I wish you good luck as well. But yeah, man, it's beautiful out in nature, isn't it? It truly is. You can see the pine trees, you can see the snowflakes drifting down and stuff. Yeah, all the motherfuckers staying inside. Nobody's out and about, son. We're patrolling the fucking woods, bro. Our streets. That's it. Yeah, man. It honestly kind of befuddles me that I thought for such a long time that you need all these like habits to stop jacking off and stuff. That you, or rather, actually, that's not the way I want to put it. I was correct in the sense that if the goal is to not jack off, then you do not want to be spending time in your house, because you're like 99.9% of your faps are going to occur in the house, most likely. And that kind of stuff. And meditation might help as well, because you can sort of, when you get the sexual urges, you get the sexual thoughts, the visualizations, the fantasies, the imaginations. You can train your ability to manually think about something else and then decrease the likelihood that you fap, right? But I just think that's not the goal, man. Like, the goal is to be able to resist the urges, to be able to face them, face the strongest urge, the hardest fucking, or like the most primal desire in the human body, apart from like water and air and food and stuff. But that is reproduction, and to be able to face that desire, and with your logical Homo sapiens brain, be able to overlook that and still do the thing that you should be doing. I think that's the goal. Not running away from the urges, not setting up your environment in a way where you're not going to get urges, at least for this time. But until you know for sure that you can resist sexual urges for an extended period of time, I would recommend not doing that shit. And so I've obviously done that for quite a while now. I haven't checked off in like 8 months, but I might still, start doing more of that kind of stuff. Start staying inside more, and because the thing is, I can do the same things that I do normally. Like if I want to read books, or if I want to do school work, or if I want to do business work on my community and like take calls with guys and stuff, I can do that at home as well. I don't have to do it at the library, for example, which I've done quite a lot, and stuff. So yeah, man, I might just start doing that even more, to sort of, even though I'm maybe a bit more advanced than most folks on this journey. Most guys, they don't really like, they don't reach like fucking 8 months of not fapping. By the way, I don't think streaks are I don't think that's the be all end all, but that's a separate conversation. But I would say I'm quite advanced on NoFap, at least in comparison to most guys. But I might still just get in the trenches a little bit more, sort of welcome the sexual urges to come, and just really be at the front line of this battle that we are battling, that we're fighting against, like the porn companies and the social media companies of the world, not against our own natural desires. I want to make that clear. This is not a battle against ourselves. This is a battle against all of the stuff in the world that are trying to impose this force upon us. And we need to be strong enough to resist them, and all the degeneracy and all that kind of stuff in the modern world. So yeah, bro, I might just start doing that more, which might seem totally counterintuitive, totally counterproductive to what I've been preaching so far. But like, it's the fucking truth, man. It's the truth. We want to be able to resist sexual urges. Full stop. That's it. That's the goal. We want to have that ability. If we have that ability, that's the best case scenario. Then we won't ever have to worry about fapping or anything like that. We won't have to worry about fucking some random hoe and getting her pregnant or some shit like that. We will be in full control. Because the thing is, it's rare that I feel so compelled to do something as when I have strong sexual urges and stuff. Is really rare. Because the thing with the other like physiological fundamental desires, like, food and air and shelter and water and stuff, you can get that shit so easily. You can't get anything that's remotely equivalent to stimulation on your pee-pee, except for either having sex or jacking off, like stroking your own fucking pee-pee, right? That's it. Those are your two alternatives. And so I think it's an absolutely and utterly noble battle to take on and stuff. I definitely feel very proud in my work, inspiring young men around the world to rise from their fucking shambles of their gooning dungeons and taking a generation from their knees to their feet. That's my goal, man. Yeah, bro. Other than that, it's been yeah. The New Year's Eve was nice. I saw the fireworks and that kind of stuff, and yeah, man, it was nice. I don't think I'll be staying in Sweden, my home country, for that much longer. The plan is to start making some money online over the course of this year and stuff. So I'll probably be moving somewhere else to some other place where there are more people like me, more people that share my values in terms of ambition and discipline, and have the same goals as me, like entrepreneurship and fitness and these kinds of things. So yeah, bro. I know the future is bright for us. Sorcery is loading. If you watch Stranger Things, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, bro. It's look at this, bro. It's a lovely morning. It's a lovely morning. Nobody's out. We got the entire field to ourselves. Everyone's fucking wasted as shit. Yeah, man. Because of the booze last night and that kind of stuff. Nobody's out. Nobody's out walking their dogs like people usually are at this time at like 7:30. So yeah, man. Yeah, bro. When I'm out here, I just can't help but feel like a huge sense of hope and bliss for the future, man. I know it's gonna be a wild ride, but it's gonna be fun as fuck. I know I'm gonna accomplish so much. I know that if you do the work, if you do what's required, and I think a step towards that is just watching this kind of content in general and surrounding yourself with people that share your values. If you do the work that's required, bro, which I know you can do, it's the sky is truly the limit, man. So yeah, bro. I will. If I'm being honest, I usually do my normal meditation, like 1 hour meditation here on this. What the fuck was that sound? I don't know. Maybe some fucking Demogorgon or some shit. Come at me, bitch. That is shit ain't got fucking shit on my ass. But yeah, man. I usually do my 1 hour of meditation on this bench right here. But honestly don't know how, like, if I want to continue meditating that much at least. Because the thing is, I I don't know, man. It's interesting because I've always sort of regarded meditation as like a fucking mandatory habit, especially for NoFap. Because the thing with meditation is that it really helps you to like make better micro decisions. I feel like in the moment, which is like that's 100% applicable to other domains as well. But yeah, in terms of NoFap specifically, I'm not sure if that's the path that I want to go down. It's more that I want to face the sexual urges and overcome them on the spot, rather than trying to like increase my ability to not think about it. I want to be able to think about sexual stuff and still not indulge in them. I want to be able to have fucking 100 bitches in front of me and just say get the fuck out of here to all of them. And I know that if I can do that, lust and sexual desire, it ain't got shit on me, bro. So yeah, man. We'll see. I'll probably still keep meditating, at least like a little bit, because it's definitely like I do feel like it's helped me a lot in terms of like decision making outside of NoFap as well. Um, but yeah, man, I've been leaning more towards this kind of like behaviorist scientific worldview recently, where I don't really want to give advice to people that is not something that they can do with their body or with their mouth, something that they can do or say, because I want to give clear instructions, and I want to cut out all the fucking bullshit that people talk about, all the emotional fucking trauma and frequencies and stuff. Even I was talking about like emotional frequencies a while back, which I don't think it's like a totally ludicrous fucking concept, because it's basically that when you feel bad, when you sort of feel emotions that make you feel bad, and emotional frequencies is just like a fancy way of saying it. But when you feel bad, you're more likely to jack off. That's kind of the truth. That, like, at least that's been the case for me. Like when you feel lonely or anxious, or you crave comfort, or you feel like you feel just horny, or you feel bored, when you feel these kinds of feelings, you feel shameful, you usually tend to jack off more during those times, right? But yeah, man, I yeah. So in terms of this kind of language with like abstract and amorphous words, which by the way are just fancy words for saying things that people don't actually understand. Like when I say emotional frequencies, that doesn't actually tell someone anything really, unless I explain it in a way that is sort of observable. Because like if you can't observe it in objective reality, then there's no way for you to really know what like that it exists. Like sure, you can feel it and stuff inside. You can feel like a force of God, for example, inside of you without being able to observe him like outside. And I definitely feel that as well. So I'm not like trying to say that I don't believe in spirituality or anything like that. But it's just something that I've been thinking about lately. Like, if you're giving advice to people and you're doing stuff in order to get something, you're working towards a goal. If any of the stuff that you're doing is anything like mind related rather than action related, like I don't think it's useless because the mindset stuff, it might increase the likelihood that you do the stuff. But like, I don't know, man. Because the thing with like results and getting stuff in life, it's just like mindset plus action equals results. Mindset plus no action equals no results. No mindset plus action equals results. So it's really just the action that matters in terms of getting the results. Now, the mindset might increase the likelihood that you do the required actions. That might be it, but I don't know. And so in terms of these like mental practices and stuff with meditation, I don't know. I'm a bit torn on it at the moment. Should I be doing it for like an hour a day and stuff? Is it worth it? Because the goals that I have, like, I'll be completely transparent. For like, my goals for 2026 is to bulk up like 10 kilograms from, I'm about 84, 85 kg, like 185 pounds or something, to like maybe like 95 kg at like 6 foot. So I'm gonna be a fucking bear, like a monster, by the end of this year, hopefully. And then also to get to $10,000 a month with like online coaching. And so fully transparently, I want to do as much free coaching as I can and get people results. Like if you're like, 16 to 20 years old, you're from like a Western country and stuff, you're disciplined, you're ambitious, but you struggle with NoFap. Those are the exact kind of people that I want to help. I want to give them such great results for free. I want to prove that I know what I'm talking about. And I want to help as many people as I can for free. And then when I cannot take on any more people at the price of free, because with coaching and stuff, with accountability, I don't have a limited time, right? And so when I do reach capacity, when I don't like when I literally cannot serve more people for free, then of course I'll start charging. Because then if some guy's like, yeah, Leo, I want your help, but like, I'd be willing to pay you money, but like, you don't have any fucking time, but I'll be willing to pay you to compensate you for that. Then of course I'll help that guy, right? That just makes sense. That's just capitalism. So I want to make sure that the market, like you guys, decide if my stuff is worth it or not. And so if you, for example, later down the line or today join my community and you become like a free client, free coaching customer, whatever you want to call it, free coaching client, and I get you a bunch of results, for example, and then I get to use your testimonial and stuff to get more people in, and then I get even more free free guys on and stuff for free, where I do free work and everything, and I get a bunch of testimonials and that kind of stuff. If the people that come into the community demand my services, demand my time, but I can't give them any, then of course the price will go up from free to something, and then the price will keep going up as long as more people want it. That's just how supply and demand works. So that's kind of my idea, my strategy. Fully transparently, I don't want, like, I'm 100% in this content game to make money. I'm not going to deny that at all. I just want to do it in a way that is completely and utterly built on transparency and honesty and service. And I'm not going to sell anything that I don't have conviction in, that I don't have that I don't have proof that it works. I'm not, if I cannot get people results on NoFap or whatever you want to call it, then I will not charge money for it. I will only charge money for it when I know that I can help people, which I know by having helped people in the past, I've gotten results for them and stuff. And then when I don't have any, more capacity to take on free clients. So then I'll start charging is the idea. And hopefully if I serve enough people, if I give enough value to people, actually, let me just do that. Then hopefully people will be willing to compensate me for that because of the fact that I've helped a lot of people for free in the past. So that's kind of the idea. And I want to use that money basically to upgrade my life and sort of get to a better place, because I love my hometown, right? But I want to live in a place that is more conducive to my long-term goals. So, for example, living around more people like me in like digital nomads hotspots like Bali and stuff. I want to live there, and also I just want to spread this mission of like resisting sexual urges. I want to 100% reinvest the money that I get from the customers that I have for the work that I do into getting more people on this journey, into spreading this message, into growing this movement to a global level, and hopefully you'll be a part of that as well. So yeah, bro, I think the future is looking great, and yeah, I just want to be completely and utterly transparent with everything I do. I want my long-term brand, because I'm in this for the long haul. I want everything to be built on transparency and honesty and trust, because I learned that when you lie and when you keep stuff hidden from people, they eventually find out. And I learned that kind of like the hard way, because I did that shit with my friends for years with NoFap, right? I was just so fucking embarrassed of it. I couldn't bring myself to say it to them. But then I just one day gathered my fucking guts, some sort of divine energy, it just was bestowed upon me, and I just found the courage to set my best friends down and tell them that I'd lied to them, and that I struggled with NoFap for a long time, and like it's by far the hardest thing that I've ever done, hands down. And it might seem weird or whatever, but like that's the truth. So yeah, bro, it's a crazy time that we live in, man. But it's certainly a fun one. So yeah, man, I want to build everything that I do on YouTube and this kind of stuff on complete transparency. I don't really want to be like, dumbing myself down or speaking in a way in these videos that I wouldn't speak in, normally and stuff. I don't want to be like pretending that I'm happier than I am and stuff. Because a lot of people that are on NoFap, they like the normal sort of archetype for someone that is on NoFap, like a mental health guy, is that they're smiling all the time and that they're super happy and this kind of stuff. And like, oh, welcome guys, hello, I'm on another day on NoFap. It's like, I've been on NoFap for like, what is it, like 8 months now. I haven't jacked off in 8 months, and I'll be completely transparent. When you get to a level that I've gotten to, you do not just walk around life smiling like this. That's not how it works, bro. It's just like, it's another thing, and I'm not gonna fake anything. I want to be completely transparent. I want to behave in these videos, and I want to talk to you like I would if you were just in front of me and stuff. And I do think that on a long enough time horizon, people on the internet will go towards truth, basically. And I feel like just being as real as I possibly can, and just being as open and transparent as I possibly can with everything I do, I think that will reward me and the people that I serve in the long term. So I mean, I think that's the way to go. I see way too many people selling courses and shit on stuff that they've never done, trying to build a fucking agency selling something that they've never fucking done, and it's a bit weird, man. So yeah, I don't want to be in that kind of space. I want to be fully fucking proof based and sort of honesty and transparency based in terms of my content and stuff. I don't want to be faking anything. I don't want to be like having weird scripts that I follow in my videos and stuff, like all these motherfuckers do on YouTube. Like they've got some fucking teleprompter in the back and stuff. That it's not even them that's fucking written the stuff. It's some weird guys from India that they've hired or some shit like that for 10K a month. Motherfucker lives like a baller in India and just writes like a script for this YouTuber to follow on his fucking teleprompter. And of course, the guys that watch him, like those guys' lives don't even change, because it's not the big guys' advice. It's some fucking little skinny kids' advice, right? And I don't want to do any of that bullshit. And yeah, man, I just wanna bring as much value as I can to the community, and I believe that I will be compensated for doing that in proportion to how much value I provide. And so my number one goal with this YouTube stuff and my vlogs and stuff is just to provide as much value as I possibly can, to give you an insight into what I'm doing as a guy who's been on NoFap for a little while now, and the stuff that I've learned, and why I wanted to sort of get on NoFap in the first place, and have those benefits come to fruition and that kind of stuff, to give you a bit of a sneak peek. And if you're like a real G, then of course I would want to help you as well with accountability and this kind of stuff to bring you the best results. So yeah, man, That's it. I'm gonna probably return back home. We'll see exactly what I do. You know what I want to do is that I want to listen to like a podcast from Andrew Huberman, who's like a scientist, about like meditation and visualizations and mental training to get like a bigger and better perspective on this. Because I might be totally wrong, but I mean, he's definitely like a trustworthy guy. He's like a scientist. He bases all of his stuff on actual, or like observable stuff, on studies, which a lot of people shit on these days. But I think I just see studies and science as like proof of evidence that something has occurred, and therefore you can draw conclusions from that rather than just guessing and shit. So yeah, I'm a huge proponent of like evidence-based stuff and science and that kind of stuff. So yeah, bro, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Listen to some Andrew Huberman podcasts, get a better understanding about meditation, and I might just be completely wrong. I might just come back to the camera and have completely changed my mind, but I don't think I will, because I've been meditating for a little while now, and I think I've gotten a pretty good understanding of it. But you can always learn more, and it's definitely like something that I wanna. It's like a fork in the road. Should I be going harder on meditation, or should I taper it off a bit? So yeah, man, we'll see. But yeah, let's do that. Let's fucking hell. Let's do that, and I'll see you probably after that. Maybe I'll go to the gym after that as well. Let's see. All right, so it's about 4:20 p.m. right now, and I'm in the woods again, on my way to the gym. I after my walk this morning, I came home. I watched like 45 minutes of Andrew Huberman's podcast and stuff, and it was really difficult staying awake. I'm not gonna lie, because I hadn't slept for like fucking more than way more than 24 hours. I'm pretty sure, and my eyelids were heavy and shit. So yeah, man, I just ended up going downstairs and fucking going to bed for like 4 or 5 hours, waking up at like 2. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe not the ideal routine, but I figured that I wanted to watch the finale of Stranger Things at the moment it was released, and it's the holidays, so if you're gonna do this kind of stuff sometime at some point, then you may as well do it now. But yeah, man, we're obviously not gonna keep the fucking schedule going forward, but yeah, that was how it went. I went to bed and I fell asleep, and then I basically got my stuff, like a bunch of stuff in my house, and I put it up for sale on like an online, like a website that we have here in Sweden, where people can put up their items for sale, and it's kind of like a secondhand platform where you can buy stuff from other people. So yeah, I did that because I'm trying to save up for like a mentorship program that I want to buy, because I think that education and information are the most valuable things that we can acquire with our resources, with money and stuff. Because the thing is, you're going to learn what you're going to learn either way. Like if you stay on the path, you're going to learn everything basically. But it's just that, do you want to pay for the information that you are going to learn with your time or with your money? The difference is that your time is capped. You only have a certain amount. With money, you can always get more. You cannot always get more time. And so that's why I prefer spending as much as I possibly can on things like books and courses and coaching programs and these kinds of things, to just get all the answers to all the questions that I am going to eventually learn, like all the lessons that I'm going to learn eventually, just faster. So yeah, man. And then I had like a big meal of rice and some like minced beef patties. And yeah, bro, it's time to go to the gym. I'm actually going to be stopping at my mom's place, because my parents are amicably divorced, but they live like fucking, I mean, maybe like 2 kilometers, like a little bit more than a mile apart. And so it's like, what, 20-30 minutes to walk. It's basically nothing. And so yeah, I got some stuff there as well that I want to put up for sale. And so I'm going to do that and hopefully get a few bucks in. And then we'll go to the gym, smash some, probably some lateral, like some delts and stuff, and neck. We'll see exactly. Maybe not going to expect like PRs across the board on all my lifts today, because I've obviously not slept that well and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't regret my decision at all. I've sort of realized that I do very much value like doing things in the moment sometimes, not like degenerate things, like things that actually harm your body, like fucking eating a bunch of junk food and that kind of stuff. But sometimes I'll be a bit more relaxed on my diet. Like I had some tortilla chips and some fucking like some, what was it? Some like dates and stuff, and actually some of the leftover like candy and stuff. And I haven't had candy in like 3 years or some shit like that, 3.5 years since like 2022. And but yeah, when I figured I wanted to enjoy this moment, I love the show. I've derived so much sort of inspiration and motivation from there in a weird way. I'm not really sure how that works. But yeah, man, either way, that's what I did. And I don't regret it. But yeah, man, I wouldn't expect a bunch of PRs today at the gym. But yeah, it is what it is. We're going to do our best and just keep on grinding. Get back to the normal routine and keep leveling up from there. So yeah, man, let's do it. Låt oss köra ett bra PB här då. Långsamma kontrollerade reps. För mycket time on retention. Lång paus där nere, för det är tydligen bra för vaderna. Så. Lite vinkel som man får bästa känslan. Okay, nice. So there. Alright, so the workout has been completed. It's about 7 p.m. right now. I'm gonna go back home, eat, look for some more stuff to put up for sale, and keep up the grind, man. Yeah, let's do it.